I wanted to come on here and do a video about a story that some of you probably are aware of, but probably did not. You probably are aware of it, but maybe you're not. So I wanted to bring it to your attention right now. So this man's name right here is Dezmon Hamilton. He was 34 years old. He was a father out of Louisiana who was murdered a few days ago. Actually, I think like about a week or so ago by his daughter's 17-year-old boyfriend. So I'm gonna basically give you the story, what it is, and put it into some perspective. So this man right here, he had a 14-year-old daughter who was probably one of the girls in this picture, but I can't really call who was the 14-year-old because I can't see their faces. Their faces are all blurred out because they're minors. And she was dating this 17-year-old boy. Now, something tells me that this man right here, did not approve of the daughter's boyfriend, because and I'll put it in, it'll make sense as the story goes along. So the story goes that the father, he wasn't home because this happened on a Sunday and it was early in the morning. The father was not home. And apparently the 14-year-old daughter must have called or texted the boyfriend to come on over to the house while her father was gone. So he comes over to the house, and somehow, some way, he got a hold of a ladder. And he used the ladder to climb up into the second story window where the daughter's room was. And a neighbor saw the boy using the ladder to climb into the house. Now, the neighbor, in my opinion, assumed that the boy was breaking into the house. And I mean, that's a good suspicion to have, because like, you seen someone with a ladder climbing into the window and you're like, who is it? And everything like that. And he probably said that you know there's a ladder and there's someone climbing, and the neighbor called the father and told him that there's someone with a ladder climbing into your house right now. You need to get back home or from wherever you're at and come back and check on that, because it could be a burglar. Now, mind you, inside the house was the daughter, the mother, excuse me, the mother and the grandmother, as far as from what I read. So they were in the house. So natural instinct kicks in. The father rushes back home. And then that's where all the stuff just it went completely left from there. So the father goes up to the daughter's room, finds the boy hidden in the closet. He pulls the boy out of the closet and down the stairs. And then that's when they get into like an argument. They said that argument lasted for damn near 30 minutes. Like they were like going at it for like 30 minutes. And the mother, the grandmother, and the daughter are all witness to everything. And then after an argument ensued for damn near half an hour, that's when the shootout happened. They both got into a shootout with each other inside of the home. And that's when the father got shot and the boy got shot. The only thing is, the boy lived and the father died. So yes, this boy killed this man after being caught in his house when he wasn't supposed to be there. So partially this blame goes on the daughter. It is. And it's pretty obvious that this father, whose name is Dezmon Hamilton, did not approve of this boy. Like people are going to know, and I found out his name, the boy's name is Nicholas McWhirter. Because at first they didn't reveal the boy's name, but now they have his name out there. You can tell that the father did not approve of this boy. I mean, think about it. He had to sneak into the house. It's not like he could come through the front door. And it was 8 a.m. on a Sunday. It was very early in the morning. You can tell that there was an issue there, that he didn't vibe well with this boy at all. And now, unfortunately, this man is dead. And these are all of his kids right here that's left behind. And, and I don't know if he was married to the mother. I'm assuming that he was married to their mother, and now she's pretty much left to fend for herself with these kids. And like I said, partial of the blame goes to the daughter, because she knows that he wasn't supposed to be there, and she let him there anyway. But it's a good thing that the neighbor did call. But then a lot of things are saying, what if the neighbor did not call? Would the father had still been alive today? But it also begs the question too, why did the boy have a gun? Like, what was he planning on doing? And at that time of the morning, it's almost like the boy knew that if he was to get caught, there was a chance that he could get into an altercation with the dad, because he knew the dad didn't like him either. So you can tell there was some tension there. Moving forward, the boy was charged. He had 3 charges, the biggest charge being 2nd-degree murder. He was also charged with illegal possession of a firearm and illegal possession of a firearm that was stolen. So the gun wasn't even his. It could have been like a family member from his home that he took, or it wasn't registered in his name. Those are some hefty charges to have, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to have jail time, and he's going to have a lot of years. Like, his life is pretty much done at the age of 17. But like I said, some of the blame has to go on the daughter. It just has to be like, you got to think about it. Like, does she feel any guilt at all? Like, you are the cause for your dad being killed by this boy. In the process, the boy could have died too, because of what you were doing. She's, like I said, she is 14. This story reminds me of a story I did that came out of Seattle a couple years ago, where you had this girl who was around the same age as her inviting some man. Now, this was a grown man who was like damn near 30 to her home to be with, so she could be with him, invited to her house, and literally had him staying in her house. Had him staying in her house, where she lived at with her grandfather for like a few days, had him hiding under the bed. And when the grandfather found out it was someone in the house and confronted the man, he ended up killing the grandfather. See, a lot of people think that these girls are so innocent, but they're not. Another story is, and I never talked about it, which is more recent, is you had those 2 twin girls who was famous for like twerking or whatever on social media. The father had tried to stop them from twerking on all over social media and everything like that. And the boyfriend or whoever it was, like their manager, I don't know who the boy was, ended up, he got mad at the father because I guess that was his way of taking money away from him, and he ended up killing the father. See, I keep telling people, these girls are not as innocent as one may think. A lot of them are now entering their ratchet thought years relatively early these days. And then in the process, their fathers, which it seems, are getting killed behind it when they don't need to. And all these guys are doing are trying to be as good fathers to their daughters, because there's always a stigma that black fathers don't care about their kids. And here you have 2 that I gave an example. The only reason I'm not using the one in Seattle is because in that situation, the grandfather wasn't black. I forgot what he was. I don't think he was white either. I forgot what ethnicity he identified with. But the 2 that I mentioned just now, this one and the one with the twins, they were both black fathers who cared about their kids, and this happens. But like I said, it's always a stigma that black men don't care about their kids, and here you have 2 right here who definitely gave a damn, and now they're both dead because their daughters want to defy them. And then in the end, the person who killed them was the boy that they're trying to be with or be managed by. And something tells me I'm going to hear more stories about this down the line. It's unfortunate at the end of the day about this whole situation. But I do offer my condolences to his family at the end of the day, because he appeared to be a good family man and was doing the best that he could and look based on where they lived at, it looks like they were doing fairly well for themselves. So, but the person who killed him, this Nicholas McWhorter, is definitely going to get jail time. But the little girl, his daughter, definitely plays a huge part in this as well. I truly believe she shouldn't even be left off the hook either. The only reason he's not getting some kind of an intrusion charge is because the daughter let him in. Otherwise, that would be another charge. Although I think it should be an intrusion charge, because what bills does she pay there? Yeah, she let him in the house, but she knew, as well as he knew, that he wasn't supposed to be there. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.